Start event. Oh, hello. Testing, testing.
Hello.
Hello.
You guys are as hard to find as the Atlantis itself.
Yeah.
I'm glad we
Oh
made
my
it.
god. And a lot of people are so excited to see you. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, I'm super happy to be here. And so a couple bits of housekeeping. I just after almost 3 years at Zynga, I just was let go. So I'm in between computers, which is why I'm on my phone. And then secondly, I have credit for Sonic Spinball, but I do not do Stolen Valor. I mostly manage the QA process, marketing, and all the other aspects around it. That was an STI project, and I didn't really get to touch it. So as much as I like to take credit for it, that wasn't me.
Okay.
I did do a lot of other things, and my claim to fame, if you want to call it, is heavily involved in Eternal Champions for the Sega CD. I did a lot of design work for that, and then my first kind of teeth cutting of being involved in game development, aside from QA, was the first Eternal Champions, where I was a game balancer, was a credit I was given. Yeah, that's the long and the short of it. And a lot of games like Garfield, a lot of stuff that I worked on for Game Gear, and a lot of things that were from Japan that we either modified or just shepherded through tests. So, quite a few things that I did there. I was there about 5 years before I became a Sega soft producer instead.
The more you know. But I do remember also playing the Garfield game. That was actually fun.
It was a beautiful game. So I know a lot of people are probably a little bit young to really be into Garfield because he was more popular in the 70s and 80s. But the gentleman Jim Davis, who created and drew Garfield, he had many millions of dollars back even in the 90s because he had merchandising up the yin yang. He had everything. You've seen him.
Yep.
They have the Garfields that are stuck to the bumpers. They have Garfield dolls, Garfield coloring books, Garfield everything. And so he had a place called Pause, and it's P.A.W.S.W. Dot. I don't know what it stands for. I'd have to look it up. But it was an acronym for something. And Rhonda Van, who was my producer manager at the time, we both went there in Indiana, and it was the coolest place ever. It was like they had their own cafeteria, Garfield stuff galore, as you'd imagine, and then his office was huge. He was the nicest man. So what I'm getting at is that they were pretty heavily involved in the game development in that they gave us a lot of very specific art frames and looks. That's why the game looks so good. So visually, I would agree with you that it was a really cool game. Like they really nailed it with the art and animation.
The more you know. Oh, let me.
And who am I talking to real quick? Because I want to make sure I don't want to just call you out by your call signs here, unless that's your name. So I say Gordon here.
Yeah.
And an Adrian. So those are your actual names, right?
Yeah, mine is an actual name. I don't know about him. His is a reference to Gordon Freeman from Half-Life 2.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. But
Yeah,
you Gordon?
that's not my real name, and I use the Frenchman as a play with Freeman because I'm French.
That makes sense. That's a very logical.
Yeah.
Okay, so Adrian, what's your role? What do you do? Give me a little bit of info.
Oh, I'm just the moderator, although I feel like I sometimes do more than that. I'm just the moderator. I make sure that everything is in order, you know? But I'm pretty much the one that's keeping everything in check in the dev chats and such.
Oh, right. Great.
Yeah.
And then so you're a fan of Ecco, Sega. Like, how did you get hooked up with this Discord in this role?
I've been a fan of Ecco since I was young. If anything, it was because of Ecco that I got into gaming and honestly into the game dev industry, which I do 3D art on the
Ah,
side.
there you go. Okay, great.
And then it's like, had I not been into Ecco, I would not have been into anything else like Mario, Sonic. The list goes on.
Yeah, so that was your eye-opening core memory that got you into gaming. That's super cool.
like I was playing licensed games at the time, but like it wasn't as evocative as Echo did.
Yeah,
Without
it was a
Echo, I
wild
wouldn't be
time.
here.
Yeah, that's great. That's awesome. And then here you are, and you know Ed now. And Gordon, how about you, sir?
Sorry, what did you say?
I was asking what your background was, or I don't want to say who are you. So I just wanted to get to know you.
I'm a French friend of Echo the Dolphin since the beginning. I was born in 1983, so I've been trying Echo the Dolphin for the first time on the Sega Genesis, which was called the Mega Drive back in Europe. And so I've been following the Echo the Dolphin community for a long time. Uh, when the owner of one of the biggest websites about Echo the Dolphin named Caverns of Hope left, I took over and created a Discord server. Then I joined the server here and became a moderator on Sagadria and Neo Squid. And I'm very glad and happy to be there.
Oh, okay, excellent. And then, so I know Adrian does some 3D art. Do you do anything game industry related for a living,
So,
or for your skill set? Do you do anything in the games industry?
I have been a translator. I've been translating some video games at some point. I was under contract with some studio to translate games from English to French. And I also, at some point, had 6 months of community managing for another studio.
Oh,
Very
That's,
cool.
that's
and the
pretty much
man of
about it.
honor is here. Welcome, Ed.
I'm also a moderator on some server. I am a moderator, for example, on the World of Darkness server.
Yeah, excellent. Nice to meet you. Hi,
Nice
Ed.
to meet you too. I am.
And
Hi, Eric. Hi, Adrian. Hi, Gordon.
hello,
Hey,
Ed.
Gordon. Gordon, can you give us "The World Needs Echo the Dolphin" in French?
Echo le Dauphin.
I mean, I
The
think
whole
he means the world
sentence.
need.
The
Yeah.
world needs Echo the Dolphin.
Oh, le monde a besoin d'Echo le Dauphin.
I like it. You just got to say it more passion.
Le
Yeah,
monde a
you say
besoin
it.
d'Echo le Dauphin.
Beautiful.
One more time so we could isolate it when we go back to this recording.
I can try to give my best Schwarzenegger impression. The world need Echo the Dolphin. That sucks.
I love
can do it
Arnold.
also. I can do Gusto also. The world need Echo the Dolphin.
Okay.
With
So here we
French
are.
accent.
Hey, Eric, thanks for coming. Eric and I worked together back at Sega, and then we worked together again at another company, and worked on multiple video game projects together, and also shoulder to shoulder, working on different projects. Eric, are you the one of the producers of Eternal Champions, or?
Yeah. So I was, I believe, an associate producer by the time that Eternal Champions for the Sega CD came out. But as I was telling Gordon, but I'm just realizing there's chat down here because I'm on my phone. So apologies to the chat people if you had mentioned anything with me. But anyway, that's where I did my first design work. Was I designed moves for every character because we added an additional kind of skill-based system and combo system, and then as well as full sets for some new characters. So
Was
I
there
was
like a lot of memory because it was a CD version, so you could make the animations more rich?
Yeah, so it definitely had as many animations as we wanted. Now, granted, you can only have so much active at a time, but that was never really a big constraint so far as our animations. But I will say this, is that I know Mike Latham, who those of you guys don't know, was the designer on it, the lead designer and the executive producer on it. He bragged that we use almost every single bit of memory on the Sega CD, counting all the Cinekills and the Vendettas and the multiple kills in each background, and all the characters, and all the CD music. So we packed that thing with content. Absolutely.
Well, back in those days, we were trained to pack very small areas with a lot of content. Like I love to say, the original Ecco the Dolphin and Eternal Champions, I think, was only 1 megabyte. Is that true? Is Eternal only 1 megabyte?
I don't recall. I wouldn't want
Maybe
to
it's
miss.
2.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to miss.
Yeah.
Say.
But the reason it occurred to me to invite Erik to join us on our Ecco the Dolphin dev chat is because I'm hoping to loop him into our team. And one of the last week was a beautiful moment when Sherman was mildly complaining. No, I don't know. I don't want to put words into his mouth, but he mentioned that he's wearing several hats, and I had to explain the reason for Sherman wearing so many hats on this project is because ultimately this project is a software development project. So he's in charge of the software in its entirety. So by just by that fact, he wears a bunch of hats. But an important one that I want to take off his head and put onto Erik's head is the taskmaster role, or a lot of us call that the producer, because he or she will make sure, or they will make sure that all the tasks that are assigned are submitted and looked over, and next tasks are assigned and prioritized so that somebody isn't waiting for one task in order to complete their task, etc. The taskmaster. And Erik is an incredible game designer, very versatile. You could give him any mechanic or lore or any type of game and tell him you want a fresh version of this, or you tell him to design a new system inside an existing game, or design content or downloadable content, or anything like that. So, since he has such a holistic understanding of games and game design from almost every level, and I happen to know that this personally, he's perfect to be a taskmaster. There's a fringe benefit, and I'm sorry I'm going on and on, but I'm going on and on. Anyway, the fringe benefit of that is Erik is an OG from the Sega days. So even people in Japan at Sega will remember the games that he worked on, and probably him from a meeting or two. So to be part of that family, to have a team that belongs to that cohort is very valuable for us, emotionally, and also from a business perspective. It's good to have these business connections, and Erik will help us do that. Also, last thing I'm going to go on about Erik. Um, uh, Erik loves games as much as I do. Maybe even no, I'm not going to say that, but he is a brother of mine in how much how important games are to him. So I thought it was a good idea to bring him in. Oh, what am I going to talk about at the dev chat? And there's a million things to talk about. And I realized it's always best to talk about things that you could show or demonstrate. So I didn't really have anything else I could demonstrate or show. So I did that with a human, and this is Erik.
Hi guys. Yeah, and so yeah, thanks Ed. And so to just also agree why I think this would be a great fit, or why I'd be super interested. There's two core reasons. I think one is that Ed spoke to. My journey has been very interesting, and that to stay in the industry for 34 years now, and to also live in the Bay Area exclusively for 34 years, you have to be flexible. You have to be able to work on any platform, any genre, any role, really, which is why I was a producer for 20 years and then a designer for 10 years. I did overlapping design work, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so I've done producer and designer, lots of genres, lots of platforms. So I do have that kind of expertise of flexibility and being like, okay, I'll be the taskmaster. Sounds good. So that part I totally agree. Secondly, absolutely love and always will forever love Sega. To me, it was the best core memory of my life, not just gaming, just being there. It was like walking into Disneyland. I was like every person in chat who has love for Sega. That's how I felt walking in when I was first starting QA. And then lastly is I freaking love Ed and Annunziata. A huge, huge love for this guy. Big heart, honest, super passionate, creative guy, and a hero. So yeah, so it'll make sense.
Yeah.
And also, I hear I
Wow.
get paid. I also heard I get paid. So
Good.
That's a good thing.
But no, Ed is our hero.
Oh,
I see why, buddy.
for some reason, this just jumped into my head. Am I in trouble with Anna?
No, if anything,
Okay. I haven't
if
answered
anything,
her yet.
No, you're not in trouble. If anything, we're actually getting like a bit of a leeway because other people also will not want to join in on the art piece.
You know what you're talking about. So
When
I'll
she gets
Anna, I will
up, she
follow
will.
up.
Yeah. Actually, people are saying put her on stage and find out. I'm like,
Bring her up.
Already, if you say so. Even though I'm gonna have to turn
Hello.
off the stream for a
Hi,
sec.
Anna.
Here come Vienna.
Hello, Ed.
I'm sorry. I figured out that our
It's
connection with
okay.
TM. I haven't been here literally all week, and I know that's
It's
my bad.
okay. It's okay. I understand. You're a busy man, so
Yeah.
I was busy too, so we're all busy.
Yeah, good.
Okay. So I just wanna I mean many people just saw it, but I wanna show it to you. I don't know, should I send it here in the chat, Adrian, or should I
I mean, Ed should be able to see the chat as he's been able
Okay.
to use it a lot more frequently, which
I'd
I
like to
am
follow up on
Okay.
it. I'd like to follow up on it the way you originally intended, not here,
Okay.
like just in
All
DM,
good.
and then understand what it is that you're actually asking and
Okay,
what it is that I can do.
So I'm just gonna send the drawing that I made, which Adrian, his birthday was yesterday. So everyone, happy birthday to Adrian again.
Oh, happy
Yay!
birthday again.
Happy birthday, man.
Yay.
I would have wished you a happy
And
birthday, but I didn't know you yet.
No, I mean, aside from that one time when I said hello in the introduction. Thank you
When's your
guys.
birthday, Anna?
and so I made this drawing for Adrian, but Adrian wanted to make a drawing for the entire community. So I'm just gonna send it in the chat.
Yeah.
And that is the drawing that I made for and some people added like drew their own Ecco drawing, and I added that in my drawing.
Sweet. When's your birthday?
Very good.
Mine is September 25th.
Oh, it's coming up.
Yeah.
I thought about sending
Yes.
my own drawing, and I realized I was very bad at it. So I thought I would rather not send it.
I mean, okay, I want to give people a bit more time so that they could submit it before we finalize the banner. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
You could also
So
rev it as people contribute over time.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Think of it as a
especially.
living banner.
Ooh. You know.
See, this is why I get paid the big bucks.
So
Anyway,
yeah, I mean,
what else, Anna?
as you can see on the left side on the drawing is the Defender of the Future Ecco, and on the right side I made sure to bring all the classic retro from the Genesis Ecco. So
Oh,
yes, so you can see like Echo's father is up there, and Alicia is like down here as a soul.
She's the soul that follows Echo around.
Yes.
The one that was in the. Well, I know you said it sounds like a fan fiction, but you're the creator. It's like I remember reading it a long time ago, but it's like everyone.
it's canonical fan fiction.
But yeah, that's the drawing that I made, and I'm myself as an artist, I'm very proud of it, of what I done. I thought I could never manage to do that, but I am looking at it. I am proud actually. that have done that.
Making the how you captured so many different styles as the style of this painting is
Mhm.
really cool.
Thank
Phenomenal.
you. Thank you.
I a couple of times I inhaled to say I love but now I'm on the sixth one and I love them all as I'm looking at them.
Thank
But
you.
the little blue pixelated one so far is my favorite.
Yeah. Yeah.
On the right.
I mean, yeah, that's one of my friends. He's sadly not here today because he's working. It's John the Kraken. He is doing pixel art kind of thing, and he drew a pixel Echo.
Oh, so if I ever get an Echo
Yeah.
tattoo, it's gonna look like that.
You
You
have to
know,
ask Sean
relatable.
about it. Yeah,
I love the
that's the
Trillia
drawing.
too.
Yeah.
Shirley in the back.
I love
We
how
love
Yes.
to see.
feminine she just comes off just by, just a couple things. It's very
Yeah.
nice. Thank you.
Especially the Vortex Queen was fun to draw. She's very interesting to color.
Yeah.
Yes. Like you can see all the details on the Vortex Queen. It's just mwah.
Yes. Yeah, that was the drawing for Adrian and for you guys. I hope you
Yeah.
guys like it.
So will this be our banner for this chat or for
Yes.
For the server, yes.
Yes.
Atlantis Cafe?
Well, it's more like the banner for the entire server. Like when you
I gotcha.
look at, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
exactly.
sure. It's very
Yeah.
cool.
And if I can ask a question, if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to ask if it's possible. So first is for next year. Next year there will be a Comic-Con in my city. And it's in May. And if it will be possible for you, if you can, of course, come to us. I think many people that know your games, especially about Echo as well, I think
What
people
show
would
is it? I'm
love to
sorry.
meet you.
Sorry to interrupt. What show is it? In what city?
It's Comic-Con in Switzerland,
Mhm.
Basel. That's the
So
city called.
it's our Comic-Con in your country? Is that what you're telling
Well,
me?
Comic-Con exists actually everywhere in Europe. We just in
I'm just
Switzerland.
I'm just being a dumb American.
It's
When is it?
It's probably better if it's not
in
here.
it's in May I think between the May 14th and
Oh, yeah,
16th.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. 3 days.
Yeah, that would be so great.
And I
Maybe
can send
maybe I
you the
could
link.
weasel a talk and then they get subsidized. That's awesome.
I
It's
Ooh.
an awesome idea. I'll follow up.
I can give you the stickers and everything that you want.
I need those stickers.
I am working on it. I'm working on it.
The actual Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con, just occurred a few days ago, or about a
Mhm.
week ago. Last weekend, I guess. No, wait,
Yes.
Yeah,
a week
it was
ago
this
last
weekend,
weekend. Yeah,
just last weekend.
yeah.
I sadly can't travel there because Switzerland and to US is far away. It costs a lot.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
and before I go, I don't want to be too long here. Did you think about the drawing that I want to
No,
make?
no. I,
Not
I,
okay.
I completely put off all Anna related
Oh,
tasks and thoughts. And
you're fine. You're fine.
yeah. But I will get to it.
Okay. That was all that I wanted to
And it's
ask.
good.
And
It's
yeah.
good to bug me too, because not only am I a busy man, I'm also a little absent-minded sometimes. It's like,
All good.
right. It haunted me. I think it was the first dev chat that we did.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I promised somebody assistance, or at least Danielle, our art director's assistance on his tattoo that he wanted to get. And then I forgot to follow up
Yeah.
on it, and I woke
I
up
mean,
in
I
the
think
middle of
it's
the
been
night.
sorted. I think it has been sorted since.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be nice to do another follow-up just in case.
Yeah. Thanks, Adrian.
Anytime.
You-
I
You're
remember.
starting to cut your groove.
wait, cut my groove. What?
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. I'll explain it to you later.
And
I
yeah.
just noticed the octopus. Sorry to change the subject.
Oh,
The 8 arms.
In the lower right, yeah, 8 arms.
yeah, the bottom right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
and
So-
if I could just compliment Anna also, is it Anna or Anna?
It's Anna.
Anna. Anyway, so with the lore aspects and the connection directly to the IP stuff I can't speak to as well. But one thing I can say as someone who's worked with a lot of artists over the years, what I love about it personally is this soft communal nature of this visual of all these gentle sea creatures all coming together, and they seem like and they're not in peril. They're gathering. Everything's just so beautiful and interesting. It's very evocative and very inspiring. So that's my
Thank
compliment to you.
Thank
And that'll be
you.
$20. That'll be $20.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know, it'd
Yeah.
be
good
nice to
job.
get a print of it. I will love a print
I'll-
of that.
I will make
yeah.
prints of it. I will.
Looks like a
am-
mouse pad to me.
Signate print so
Or
that
mouse
we can have a nice signature on it.
I mean,
Yes.
someone also mentioned like a folder when like for school or something. When you open the folder, it shows the both sides. So that's also an idea that someone gave me.
Is that your signature on the lower left that looks like an avocado?
Yes.
Avocado!
Very clever.
Yes. This is my signature. Yeah.
Good one.
An avocado.
No one's ever said that?
No.
It looks, I mean, you could,
Avoc-
it looks like a
avocado.
logo for an avocado company.
Avocado the dolphin.
So, Eric, this is what we do on Fridays.
Yes.
It's great. I love the energy here. It's like so positive and fun, and you can tell how super excited they are about Echo and obviously talking to you. But yeah, it's great. It's very friendly and nice here,
Yeah,
which is cool.
Thanks for saying so. Hey, do you want to talk about the opportunities you and I have with like other influencers?
Yeah. So importantly, on August 15th, so those of you guys get a pad of pen and paper, right? No, people don't do that. Write it down somewhere, a notepad, whatever. Ed and I will be on Timeless Gamers, which is a video cast podcast. They're into both modern and retro gaming, and I've known these guys for a while, and they're going to be hosting Ed and I for a Q&A, talk about Sega, talk about our careers. They'll have their questions, and so we would love to have you guys show up. It can be found on YouTube, and I don't know if it's Twitch or not, but if you look up Timeless Gamers, they're absolutely on YouTube, and they're also on Facebook. And you can always hit me up here on Discord, and I'll give you the direct link. We don't have one at the moment, but it's August 15th, and it's at 12 p.m. Pacific time. Oh, sorry, 7 a.m. Pacific time. Sorry, I'm getting mixed up with different meetings. 7 a.m. Pacific time on August 15th, Ed and I will be on Timeless Gamers. That was a really long-winded way of describing it, but that's what we're doing. And
We'll
it's a
type
fun
it
show.
up and add a link and put it somewhere in Discord before that date.
Yeah. But they have really good presentations, and they'll bring up visuals, and they'll have some good questions. And there's a group chat. There's a group of people on the team. Most of them are Filipinos. Some are American Filipinos. So that's a lot of their demographic. But they're all super, super into games.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Looking forward to that.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
So, Adrian, should we cycle through if anybody wants to talk or have questions?
Oh yeah, I mean, I already see our first timer here of the day.
Yes. I am gonna go.
Oh, Anna,
Thank
thank you for the beautiful image.
Yeah,
No
thank you,
problem.
Anna.
Thank you
Always a
guys
pleasure
too.
to have you, and thanks again, yes, for the beautiful pictures.
Thank you. No problem.
you actually made me and everyone else's day.
Oh,
And,
no problem.
and we should actually have people update it over time.
Sure.
Can we vote to have Anna the official mascot of the server?
Honestly?
I
She's
mean,
human.
I'm
Let's not get carried away.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, sure, I guess.
Oh yeah.
That's up
Well,
to
if you
you
want to
guys.
do it, I have a dolphin costume for you. It's all one piece.
The One
I
Piece?
mean,
Yeah,
what?
just your face sticks out of it.
Sure, I guess. That would be great for Comic-Con. Dolphin the costume.
Well, if I come, I'll bring it.
Please.
Yeah,
Although I won't wear it.
Okay,
So-
I'm gonna.
Okay.
Do you want to say something, Gordon?
No, I'm done. I just changed my name to Avocado Frenchman to fit the new canon.
Oh well, I'm
Thanks.
gonna go now.
Bye,
All right,
Anna.
take
Thank
Take
you,
care.
guys. Bye bye.
And we shall get started. LornaRose, you're the first one up.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, LornaRose
Hello.
FoX.
Yes, you probably know me.
Yes, of course.
Ages back on Twitter, but I don't really float on there, so not much anymore. But it's very cool to hear from you in person. I didn't think in a million years I would get to speak to a developer of Echo, one of my childhood games. This shows how ancient I am, despite
Oh.
my voice.
I was an
I'm born in
adult
the
when I made it, so.
well, I'm 43, so 16th
Oh,
of January 1983. Even though I don't look my age, so.
great.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of the Fleetway comic Echo the Dolphin from ages ago, back in the 90s?
Wasn't it like the back half of a Sonic the Hedgehog comic book?
Yeah, it was like they rotated it every often. I'm actually acquaintance with Nigel Kitchen, one of the writers of development who wrote the Rocket Knight stories, and it was really cool to send me the unreleased season 2 script that never got published because Fleetway
Oh,
got
wow.
cold feet in publishing
Oh,
it, even
wow.
though they probably wouldn't give two hoots to publish it, which is a shame. But I've got the transcript that he shared, so I've shared it with fellow Rocket Knight fans because that's another cool game I love. And I've beaten both original Echo 1 and 2 games. I used to write a little
Whoa.
notebook with all my passwords I had. My mother bought me it as a birthday present. So, and
Oh.
I still have the original cartridge of Echo 1 and 2.
So, Lorna, can I
Wow.
briefly interrupt you?
Yes, of course you can. Yes, sorry, I'm waffling.
Oh, no, you're no at all. So this is something that comes up a lot when I chat with people about old school gaming. And what you said, something that I loved. You said, I beat Echo 1 and 2.
I did.
Nowadays you say, I finished it, because every single game has endless continues. It has all these other things to kind of keep you moving forward. Back then, for a variety of reasons, we made them hard. And if you beat it, it was something you bragged about at school or with your friends. And so it's
I
really cool to
did.
hear you say that, you know?
I took a photograph years ago because obviously we didn't have mobile phones, and it says you can't have beaten it. You can't have. And my dad had a camcorder recording. And he says, "Oh yeah, well what's this then?" And I'm beating the Vortex Queen as well. And I used to read the Sonic the Comic, tips how to play it and stuff. So I used to read, the gameplays and stuff, but I figured out most of the stuff by myself, really. I used the sonar most of the time to figure out where the hell I were going and stuff, because
Yeah.
people don't obviously read the manuals.
You mean you didn't go on YouTube to get tips back in the 90s?
No, we didn't have internet back then. Of course not. We had magazines then.
No, it's cool. So I'll stop so you can talk more. But
Yeah.
what's cool to me too is that it was a sense of accomplishment, not just satisfaction that you experienced the whole game, which I think you still get nowadays, but it's the satisfaction of accomplishment of that I just did this, I beat this, I whether it be hard mode or just finished a period. So that's really cool. That's one thing I love. It's nice to hear you say that.
Oh yeah, it's lovely, and it's oh, I'm flattered really. I'm blushing really because I feel like I'm gushing and I shouldn't. And if you hear any random tweeping in the background, that's my bird sat on my shoulder. Rosette, she's a Bork, by the way.
A balk?
Bork parakeets. They're from
Oh.
Australia. They're a distant cousin to budgies. And speaking of budgies, my first childhood budgie was called Echo after the game.
Aw.
Aw.
But he was
If
the
I
wrong
ever
color.
have
He
a
was
budgie, I'm gonna name him Echo.
Yeah, well, he was the wrong color. He was green and yellow. But my dad's friend got him from his friend. He was green and yellow, but I didn't care. He was my Echo. And he could speak as well. He could say his name and say 5 phrases as well.
Wow.
Yeah, he could say, "Hello, Echo. He's a good boy." And then he used to copy my dad's car alarm and says, "That bloody budgie again." And he said, "Bloody budgie." So he copied my dad's swearing, obviously. Not the bad ones, obviously. But,
Somehow the bird was able to avoid the bad words.
well, no, every time he spoke, because they kind of speak a bit raspy, budgies. So every time he swore, saying "bloody hellfire," like "bloody hellfire," sort of like raspy sounds. Just look up talking budgies; they're a right hoot, and some of them say some very bad words, which I'm not going to repeat, obviously.
Wow.
You
I
Wow.
mean,
could
it's
just
an,
teach them over and over and over. It's the tone you use; they copy the sound you do more than the voice.
oh yeah. And I
Yeah.
can vouch because I have 4 parrots and 2 of them know how to talk and 2 of them know how to curse. One of
Nice.
them
Oh,
does more than the other, but the other one is like it's either saying a bad word in Spanish or says I love you, I love you, I love you. They're so sweet. Parrots
Do
tend to
you
be very personable.
do you
yeah.
ever like
What kind of
go into
parrots
a
are they? Sorry.
room?
Go to the room.
I'm sorry,
Hmm?
go ahead.
No, I'm
Do
gonna
you
ask
ever
what kind
like
of
go
parrots
into
they
the
were.
room?
Sorry.
Oh my God, we're gonna keep doing this.
Oops,
I'm
sorry.
not
You
talking.
go ahead.
Nope.
Oh.
That's still me. I just put my actual face up and not my cosplay D&D outfit.
Oh my god, I was about to say, who's this? But no, go
My
on.
my secret identity.
Adrian,
Yes,
do your parrots talk to each other? Do you ever stumble in on
they do on the
intimate
occasion.
conversations?
They do. They're so
Wow.
they're so okay. It's not often, but like the 2 ringnecks that are housed together, they will chat with each other. But then the other 2, which are separate, the Quakers, although they should normally get along, they tend to chatter at each other every once in a while in words. Oh, and yeah.
That is mind blowing.
Speaking of which, they're actually calling out to me. So like by the end of the dev chat, I'll have to go see them.
Mm.
Yeah,
But
do they
they're
need
fine.
feeding or seeing to you?
No, but they're fine.
Oh,
Do you have
cool.
any other questions, LornaRose FoX?
Yeah, because we got 30
Um,
seconds left.
yes, I'll be very, very brisk. I've already babbled enough. So either way,
Okay.
when will the game come out? Is it about August? Will it be physical or digital?
Well, definitely will support a digital version. For sure. I don't know when it's gonna come out. Just
Yeah. What
it's
platforms will
gonna.
it be? Because I'm quite limited to what I can play because I've got an ancient MacBook that's 2017. I need to get a new computer as soon as I'm able to because I'm going back to do animation next year at Preston because
Oh,
I want to
nice.
get back into the 3D animation, but I want to do pixel art and a hybrid of polygons and so on.
Great idea.
Yeah, well, it's mostly based off Solitaire Sonata, this personal project, which I'll put stuff on a bit later because it will be taking eternity to explain what it is. But it
Okay.
was both by Echo and Oddworld mostly.
Oh, I remember Odd World. It was odd.
Yep,
Definitely
it's
lived up to its
hard.
name.
I actually
Yeah,
met Lon
you
Lanning as
had to
well in
beat it.
2017. He was cool. He was really chill.
I will say that the time is up, so not
Yeah,
trying
I'll
to.
go. Don't worry. But nice to
No
meet
worries.
you, though. Sorry to babble.
Nice to
No,
meet
it's
you
fine.
too.
It's fine.
Come back next week.
Yeah,
Nice to
I'll
meet you.
try. I'll remember the time. It's about 8:34 UK time, so I'll remember this.
Oh, I hear the
Excellent.
birds in the background. That's so cute.
Yes, that's Rosette.
Aww.
The
Yeah,
chirps
she's on my
heard
shoulder.
around the world.
Yeah, sat right on my shoulder. She every time she hears people speaking, she just wants to talk. She's like tip tip tip.
Are there
So they
colibris in
don't.
your house?
You what, pardon?
Are there colibris in your house?
Colibris.
No, just
The
one
hummingbirds.
bird.
Ah, sorry, Ed. No colibri for you.
Yeah.
Aw.
Anyway,
Thanks
I'll
for
scoot
asking,
then.
Jordan.
So nice to meet you both, by the way.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Take care. And now for any new timers that would like to come up here and ask a question, like first timers, before we get to the regulars.
Okay.
No?
Oh.
Bueller. Bueller.
Wait. I saw someone raise their hand. I'm not sure. First time priority, join now if you want to talk for a bit. I'm gonna give them a bit before we move on.
Okay.
Yeah. Triple H, do you want to go on stage? Because I remember you had your hand up. Oh, oh.
Thanks, Lorna.
It's fine, Triple H. If you want to ask a question, we could actually ask a question in chat, and I'll read it up out loud if that's okay.
I'm looking at the chat too.
Yeah, that would actually help.
Yeah. Okay. How about Motivator?
Let me.
Motivator?
I'm going by order as well, just to
Okay.
whoever goes up first.
There's a madness to your methods.
Let's just hope I don't lose my mind by the end of it. MTM, you're up.
Hello, everybody.
Hey.
So I know that Erik, I know that you worked on Garfield, the Lost Levels, and I was just wondering, so or not specifically Lost Levels, but what was the story behind that existing, and also. Would the 32X version have included the contact from the Lost Levels, but reworked so it could actually be in the main game?
So your question was kind of the first one was like, why did we do it? And the second one was, if there's a 32X, would we have added those missing levels?
Yes.
Okay, cool. First off, hi, nice to meet you. The first bit, I don't know, except for the fact that we have people that look for IPs and look for possible partnerships for product, and Garfield was still pretty hot at the time, and so that was decided to be a good call to make one. I don't know what the exact contract was and how that worked with Jim Davis, but that we knew that we were going to get more involvement with them. As I'd mentioned at the top, people that were here, they created many animation and art pieces for us. So it was really beautiful and extremely authentic to the cartoon and the comic. And so then we went to, who's going to develop it, what the story would be, which was, I think, a fair amount of Rhonda Van, who's a producer, along with Jim and his team probably, that wanted to create this, really, what I thought was a really cool story, because it led us to put Garfield in a variety of places where he was in Egypt and he was in, I forget now what all of the different permutations were of the storyline. but that it would be what we thought was a compelling platformer that had a variety of visuals and some Garfield humor in it. So that's kind of the why we made it and kind of what came of it. I could talk about some things that didn't work so well, in my opinion, but in general, that's what we did with it. And then 32X, yeah, we just didn't have the time to finish the levels and tweak them and fit them in the game. And so I think if we did 32X, it'd make a lot of sense if we had the approval, the budget to put those new levels in. That would have, to me, made perfect sense. 32X at the time was probably not enough of a viable platform that probably why it wasn't made. And some of these things, by the way, are vague memories and some guesstimates based on what I remember when I was there.
All right, thank you. And also so there was a I think it was released broadcast in 1996 on the Sega channel. It was a special version of Garfield Con the Act that had the cut contact from the main game in there. So was that done as a extra to get more people on Sega Channel, or was that something where it was just this would be fun to put out?
Yeah, so interestingly enough, I didn't know about this, and we didn't really work with the Sega channel. I was already in 1996. I was already at Sega Soft, I think that year, and so I don't know who handled that. But sure, I mean, it certainly makes sense to me that they would say somewhere in marketing somewhere when they're trying to upsell it to the members of the Sega channel is that, hey, we have Garfield and we have the Lost Levels. So yeah, what I do remember about the Lost Levels was that we were disappointed we couldn't get them in, and I do feel like a lot of it had to do with our schedule, and because that you have to tweak it and finish it and do all those things, and probably combined with how big it was because it was such a beautiful, robust game with a lot of animations. It definitely filled the cartridge.
All right, thank you. And then also Sonic Spinball, why was that one such a kind of middling quality compared to the other Sonic games that were on the Genesis?
So I'll give you a funny answer and then the real answer. So the funny answer is when we worked on it, I said we want a middling product, and so that was our mission statement. No. Okay, so the real answer is that I didn't work on it per se. So it's funny, Moby Games is such a weird thing because, so I've released about 50 games if you count like mobile games and casual games, right? But more importantly, this was an STI game that was developed by them, and that what I did for my part as I think an assistant producer was to get it through test, work with marketing, work with all the other cross-functional teams that needed to get that thing shipped. But I didn't actually have anything to do with the content aside from QA. There is a really good interview with the programmer, and if you add me as a friend, I will look for it. But there's an interview with the developer who actually coded that game, and he talks all about it with Arcade Attack, who's a very popular retro game podcast that Ed and I have both been on. So yeah, so that's that answer. I don't know because I didn't really work on it. It's stolen valor. People think I worked on it. If you think it's middling, then I'm glad that I didn't work on it. But that's kind of the story.
All right, thank you.
And
I've
that is
also
all.
added you. Please get me that interview as soon as you can. Thank you for having me up here.
You got it.
See you, MTM.
See you.
STI was Sega Technical Institute, right, Eric?
Oh, I thought it was a disease of some sort. No. So yes, exactly was those guys. They did like the infamous Wild Woody, but also good games like Comic Zone. That they strangely, and Ed would know more than I, but they were an internal development team that really had almost nothing to do with us. And I don't know if it was because they didn't want anything to do with us, or they didn't want to share, or what those dynamics were. But they made all their own stuff internally. One being Pinball. I mentioned probably their best game, Comic Zone, and then their first stab at Sega CD with the SGI machines with Wild Woody, which was not great. But they did a lot of stuff that was all them.
Man, that's a long time ago.
Oh yeah. Okay, here's the question from Triple T. My phone being slow and buggy, and my computer died 2 days ago. Rip me. Mostly wanted to know what regions will the game be available in? Can the audio be offered in an uncompressed mode, 48 kilohertz, 24-bit or better? I feel like an audio is a very critical part of games, especially for setting a mood/vibe. And also, for all developers in the chat, what part of modern video games do you feel could benefit from some industry collaborative push to benefit all game developers and ensure the industry continues to thrive? This is a really interesting question. Huh.
Buy more games.
I mean, that's one way about it, but no, there's
Right.
2 questions from
Yeah.
Triple H.
All right. What was it? Isolate the first one again.
Okay, I'll read the first one. What regions will the game be available in?
All regions. So North America, South America,
All the continents.
Europe and Japan. I can't see it going to China, but maybe. But other than that, pretty much like a standard
Its
video
world
game.
needs Echo, so yep, you said it truthfully,
This
Motivator. The world needs Echo.
48 kilohertz wave uncompressed music. I get it. It's never occurred to me. So I'm gonna think about it. I remember thinking no one could tell the difference between 44 and 48 kilohertz. I'm sorry, but now I believe that actually is true. That I was an idiot for saying that. And when I think about the quality, like, I'm biased, of course, but the quality of Echo the Dolphin, when I'm considering that, of course, it should be 48 kilohertz. So I'll think about it. Great question.
And then the last one, which is for all developers in chat, including the ones that don't work for the Echo project. What part of modern video games do you feel could benefit from some industry collaborative push to benefit all game developers and ensure the industry continues to thrive? Which I think you said buy more video games. But anything else?
Well, he was asking everybody in the chat, so everybody has to answer this.
I mean, fair. Wasn't sure if it might have some restrictions.
So which side do you think is inferring needs to change? Because we have, I mean, for the most part, the industry, their strategies, also the people that make the games, like what individually that they should be doing as opposed to the industry as a whole. Like, where do you think is coming from?
Like, the question I think he's asking is, hey, gaming community, what could you do to help game developers get through what is really a very bad time for game developers and game publishers in general? So the question is, what can you do to help support the game devs so they keep on making games rather than pivoting to another industry?
Yeah,
I think that's what he's asking.
Yeah, that does, where you said it totally makes sense. From my perspective, I think there's a lot of things that are going on that are kind of rough. And one of the trends I see a lot is that for whatever reason, a lot of these really big companies, they invest way too much money in developing a game because they tack on the promise of live service, right? Microtransactions and all that. So they want everything's got to be some kind of MMO, or they're kind of constantly draining your wallet for something. But then they fail horribly. And even when they do moderately well, the dev team still gets, either their arms cut off or shut down completely if they don't do well enough. So that's on them to do that. It's frustrating, I think, for the development team making the games, because a lot of them are trying to make the best thing possible. But the greed of the shareholders that are greenlighting these games that are potentially going to make a bunch of money, that usually don't. I think a lot of people are tired of live service games. So what I mean, not much you can do to save them, I think. Mostly I would say to Ed's point, yeah, buy more games, but also maybe if you're a gamer, go on Steam more, go on the PlayStation Store more, browse around more, look for games that are on sale, look for games of different genres. Buying these games support all of these companies that are making them, and if they're small enough companies, a few purchases does make a difference. And even sharing it, I suppose, really, if I like when I find a good game, I tell my friends about it. Like there's a game called Battle Brothers I've been playing for like 6 months almost nonstop. It's actually kind of old, but I just discovered it. And I've been telling people, my brother-in-law plays it now, and my buddy from high school now plays it. So look for games that you enjoy or might enjoy, purchase it, especially on something like Steam, you can get a full refund. And if you like it and can afford it, but there's a lot of games that are on sale, man. $4.99, $1.99. A lot of these games are so much on sale. So I would say what we could do as players and gamers would be look for games you like, buy them. If you like them, share them. And I think all that stuff kind of helps. And then I think that some of the other stuff will hopefully sort itself out with these overinflated budgets and teams getting axed over and over and over again. And then if there's a really good game like a Baldur's Gate, last thing I would say,
Ooh.
and again, we all don't have tons of money, right? I get that, but if there's a game like a Baldur's Gate that's like no microtransactions, here's a great game, buy that sucker. If you can afford it and you think you'll like it, buy it, because what that does is it tells the rest of the industry you don't have to have live service game to make a lot of money and get a lot of momentum, right? Because like Witcher and these other games, they'll have some DLCs occasionally. Most of them are free. So support those ones as well, because I think live service games, having worked on a few, they're really in many ways a detriment to the industry. And so if you support non live service games, I think it's a good idea.
I think. Oh, sorry, go on, Ed.
Oh, I was just inhaling. Please go ahead,
Okay.
Adrian.
For me, and this is just me, but I always like looking into feedback and suggestions from the community, especially if you want to make the product better. Always listen to the people that actually, I mean, not every single thing, but like as much as possible, and what is actually feasible to make the best game possible, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I always love that idea, but maybe that's just me being considerate of others.
Well, and now Adrian, now you mean us as developers should pay attention to those comments and see if they make sense and integrate them. That's what you mean, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like maybe
Yeah,
have
I agree. I think
weekly
it's
dev chats.
Yeah. Like like
Yes.
obviously, like, or for example, like I'm just gonna bring this up here. Monster Hunter Wilds, which I've played a good amount, it did had its issues in the very beginning, but they do listen to their community, and they even went as far as to add event only, like limited time events to now offline events, and that's really good, especially for those that want to get access to those events that wouldn't have been able to otherwise. And I feel like it's really good. Again, this goes back to the whole live service thing, which again, people are getting sick of, and they want to play the game offline. And as long as you listen to the people, it really helps.
Ed, I'll have you speak to that first. I have some comments too.
Wait, which one? Which one?
I was saying, Ed, I'll let him respond to you, and I was going to respond as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I was just speaking my mind without paying too
Well,
much attention.
I guess here's what I want to say. I think everybody should answer. What was his name? Triple H.
Triple
Who
H,
asked this
yes.
Yeah, Triple H. Like literally answer that. If you can, because it's a very good question, because it isn't even seeking the answers entirely. It's sort of putting to you like what could you do to help support devs? Um, and I think thinking about it, I shouldn't have said buy more games, which is clear the answer. Like buy 2 games every time you find a game that you just get 2 copies. I was just being smug, but a good thing to do, I think, is to, if you're enjoying games and you're a gamer, represent gaming to your friends and people in your life as a cool thing. Like when you're reading a book that you love, you can't, you want to tell people, man, I'm reading this book, that's great. So try to not resist the urge to share good times in gaming, because ultimately we're just competing for doom scrolling, and we're competing against other forms of entertainment and education. So advocating that uh, gaming is socially, mentally, and healthy. Is a healthy endeavor for humans to do, and representing the pastime of gaming, or the endeavor of playing games. I think that's the best thing anybody could do.
Words of wisdom, sir. Totally agree. And so I want to also add that I think us as developers listening to that comment or question that Adrian, also you're posing, right? Because it's kind of connected. Because you're suggesting that the devs listen to the audience,
Yeah.
and I think it's 100% the case. And I'll say that the devs do need to pay attention and sort that out, and where it makes sense, because they also need to weigh the how much that task costs versus how much they think that's going to add to the game versus other things they might want to do versus schedule, etc. Right? But I agree 100%. And I will say that, like movies, and Ed will probably attest to this too, video games are very complicated to see a vision from the start to the end of how you see it should be made, and with the maybe the mission statement that it's supposed to be, because you have many things in the way, which could be everything from your core engineer decides to quit to you work with a bunch of product managers who care only about data, not about player feedback. Okay, or you suddenly get your budget cut by X% because they're shifting to something else, and they just want to get your game out the door. There's a lot of things that happen that make it harder to make good games, which is what's cool that Ed's like trying to get funding and make the game the way he wants to make, which I think Ed, of all the people I know, and Ed, you can speak to it better, or if it's true or not, is that Ed tries to always make the game he wants to make. He doesn't. He tries. I think you tell me, Ed. I think you try to resist heartily against people telling you how to make the game. And a lot of developers have no choice because they're not self-funded, or they're within a company that they have to do what the executives say, etc. So Ed, is that true on your point, that you've always tried to make your own game and find a way to do that?
Yeah, I mean, it's the whole reason, that's, it's the itch that I'm scratching. I want to make this, or I want to play this. I want to feel this. I think people will like this, and that's the reason why I do it. But I do take guidance, and I will work on somebody else's game, like you, like work on a part of it. The delineation for me is, if you're on my side, like our side, the game dev side, then I'll consider everything you have to say. But if you're on the other side, um, I will listen, but my goal is really just to build the thing that I'm trying to make,
Of
and I
course.
always have to compromise uh, on my way there. But that's real. It's just games, so might as well go for it, and that's always my attitude.
Of course. I think
Yeah.
that goes a long way. Like, you could, like, if you can get some, or even, like, let's say, remember the first 5 minutes that was teased in dev updates, and I provided a feedback? That also helps. So, like, let's say if there's any bugs and whatever
Yeah.
that's going on, we
Hmm.
could get that information and then toss it back and actually fix it, whatever the case may be, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hence why I
And
believe in feedback.
yeah, and so and agree. I totally agree, because the devs like Ed and I would, when we're working on something, we're knuckles deep in understanding how the game works and what our goals are. We get feedback, we can go, oh yeah, that makes sense. Like we can immediately be like, oh, I thought that also, or I thought this might be a problem, or I can understand why this is their experience or why they had to give this feedback, and you can assess that. The problems, again, I think, and again, it depends on Ed kind of spoke like his goals, like to make his own stuff, but he does have to make compromises. Is that I won't speak to his company this is because I like to be a very positive person in this industry. But one of the places I worked at, I did a weekly call with the VIPs that were huge, they're whales in our game. And I would get feedback from them. And I had this one core bit of feedback that I got over and over and over again. And I was like, hey guys, you know, this is really something that if we can address it, I think it'd be huge for our VIP community. And the people that were making the decision had the power, were data driven. And they're like, well, we don't see how that's actually going to help our bottom line and our revenue. So we're not going to address that. If you had a game developer who's trying to make a good game, they're 100% going to address that somehow. And so the dynamics can really be different. It really depends. So in a perfect world, in a lot of ways, I'd say Ed's team, Ed's stuff, feedback. Perfect world, you have direct contact with him, and so hopefully, those things that make sense can be integrated because it does make a game better.
Yeah, it's a lot more fun for me too.
Oh, and no more questions.
Yay!
But we do have people that have their hands raised that do want to actually go on stage.
All right, let's do it.
Alrighty.
Let's do a speed run to get through 'em because it's been an hour and I gotta go.
Yeah, no worries. Let's try and make it quick. And Tandre, you're coming right up.
Hi again, Tandre.
Tandre, you there? If he doesn't pick, oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, sorry about that.
Hey,
Oh no,
No worries.
I've always been kind of like the lore freak, so I just got a couple lore questions again.
Sweet.
Yeah, and I think I have you to thank for that because I think Echo was the first game I played where, and I don't think it gets enough credit for this. Like this was back in a time that not only was storytelling kind of new in video games, but very few people were telling stories in video games. Even those like old RPGs were very light on stories, but it was telling a story in like such a unique way, and might seem like an odd comparison, but almost the way that like Dark Souls would tell a story. Like it's this big mystery, but you got to find like these artifacts you could easily miss and kind of piece together what's going on, yada, yada, yada. But I noticed in Tides of Time that there are certain creatures that, they kind of look like creatures that we recognize, but, they look a little off, like the quote unquote eels in like Moray Abyss. And my question was, I know that in the epilogue, it said that the vortex, quickly integrated into the life on Earth. So my question is, are creatures like that actually kind of vortex creatures, but filling the niche of kind of the oceanic ecosystem by becoming like quickly evolving into things that kind of seem like things
my
we
God.
recognize, but they're a little off. Like,
All right, I get what you're saying, and there is a little of that. An unbelievable question.
oh, thank you.
So the genetic material of the vortex goes all the way back in time, so that the life had evolved for millions of years before it actually encounters Echo. But I see what you're saying is because of this genetic integration with the life on Earth, namely crabs, are they like switched on like the Manchurian candidate, where a secret word turns it into the enemy it always was? And I had that idea. I actually I had that. It was like, yeah, like the crabs especially. This is why they're so like, why does a crab go after a dolphin?
Why is he so aggressive? It's a descendant of the vortex.
So enthusiastic about killing this dolphin. And so I did have that thought, but no, that it's just, and this actually, you reminded me of Sherman, because Sherman noticed something that Danielle noticed, which was like all our concept art, especially lately, of all the individual creatures, even the prehistoric creatures, they all look angry, like just angry.
I
And
wonder why.
I think that the essence of that is that we were just children making a video game. So we needed monsters, and we needed monsters to attack you and try to kill you. And so even if you look close, many of the enemy sprites kind of look pissed off. And so, and and I don't know if this is true or I'm just seeing what I want to see, but to feel it kind of come out of the original pixels into our
Yeah.
modern
I see
versions,
it.
and it's really cool. Sort of art imitating life in a way.
Thank you
So
so
I know.
much.
Do you have any other awesome low level
I
lore
appreciate
questions?
you saying that. Yeah. I was going to ask if at the end of Tides of Time, if it was Echo's intention to use the time machine, or if the time machine was accidentally used because, I don't know, maybe he tried to force charge sonar it and he wasn't given a specific song, so he
It
just kind
wasn't
of
an
got lost
accident.
in the Tides of Time. It wasn't
No,
that. Okay. Because that's
it
something
wasn't.
that I heard, and I'm like, I don't know about that, but I'll ask Ed about that.
Yeah, it's like whoa, 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 into the tides of time.
We love that pun.
Oh, I remember the one last thing I wanted to ask is if, and again, if this is something you guys never really thought about, that's fine. I can't expect you guys
Yeah.
to think of everything. But
Yeah.
is the reason that Echo is usually able to come back to his time period after fulfilling an objective, there's kind of two sort of answers for that. One, maybe the song given to him when he travels in time also contains some sort of objective. Once that objective is complete, he goes back to his time. Or two, when the object is obtained, because usually he's obtaining an object, that object is bound to the time period that it came from, so he goes back to his original time period.
Your best question yet.
Oh,
The
thank you.
best absolute question yet. What triggers? So at the end of the level, if it's a time travel level that you go back in
Yeah,
time, you got to do something. At the end of it, you got to go back to the future. So the way we handled it was we simply took you back to the future. Just did it. And the lore doesn't support directly what the mechanism of return is, but there is a strict rule of the time machine. It only could push you back in time. The time machine can't go forward,
Mhm.
and that's the reason why that's Trelia. She comes and gets you.
Yeah.
So but there is a mechanism of returning to the future or returning to the present, Echo's present, whenever that is. And there could be multiple presents, but returning from the time trip, there is a mechanism, and that's my answer to you. But it's a phenomenal
Oh,
question.
Well, thank you so much.
I was going to ask
That's
the same
all I
question.
need. And I appreciate your time very much, Ed. It's always a pleasure talking to you.
Awesome.
And I'll say it again. You had a big impact on me of why I became such a lore kind of freak within games and
Cool.
just media in general. So I just kind of wanted to end it on that. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Talk to you again.
And Ed, if you missed it, I was going to ask the same question.
Yeah. The exact same question. All right. So
Do
what's
I have
next,
to
Adrian?
do something to get off here, or do they push me off here?
I could do that for you. But no, up next is Moduvator.
Yay.
Here we go.
Moduvator, you're coming right up.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me.
Hi. Hello again.
Hello.
Hello, Erik. First of all, very pleased to have you on board, and I do apologize for kind of, regurgitating unproved rumors about your involvement with the Sonic Spinball. I think that's a good example of information being posted on the internet, getting repeated over and over again. I did have to do my research beforehand, but anyway, very pleased to have you on board. Welcome.
Here.
I don't have a question per se, because I think I've already asked everything, but just basically my wishes to the team going forward, because now that Erik has joined, and I have to say the way Sega, they used to be, in the 90s, this giant company basically shaping the industry as we know it today, obviously, and having to deal with all sorts of the hardware limitations back at the time, because of Mega Drive, the 68,000 processor with 64 kilobytes of memory. And my sincere wish to you is that you, as you continue, that you carry this tradition forward first and foremost, as in the product that you're working on, the game, obviously, that it is optimized in a way, unlike the way most of the modern developers approach. I just throw more resources at it and call it a day, because I think, and even Attila Hager, whom I spoke of, he admitted that maybe he misses these old times when systems were limited, as that would often be a result of sparking creativity, try to work your way around those limitations. So that is my sincere wish to you to try and carry forward, perhaps, that, because Ecco was one of those examples, really, and the more I pick it apart, the more I become convinced it was a masterpiece, along with all other games that he did. So that is really, going forward, my sincere wish to you. The way that I want to see the work, and obviously other aspect of it, back then, when games were made on cartridges, so once it was done, it was done. There was no way of, you could come back and redo it. So, unlike today, when, make a product today and...
They'll just patch it.
Yeah,
you can't patch a Genesis cartridge.
Exactly, and so some of those, obviously, some of those mistakes were patched in later revisions, such as Ecco 1, for example. It saw a Japanese release 1 year later, when Novatrade were able to address some of the bugs that were present. But generally, that's another thing that I would very much like to see. So, I think people have said that in the past. It doesn't matter how long it's going to take for you to polish the game going forward, but it's something that we always... So don't rush it, and make it good without having to make it good 1 year later after release, after all the patches have been made.
Good guidance.
Yes, I hate to sound like this guy. Obviously, I am not the one to be teaching you with the years in the industry, because I'm just a random gamer here on the internet who takes great pride in being able to actually talk to you. But there you have it.
I think what you're saying is you're emphasizing a behavior of game development where you're saying put everything together very thoughtfully and carefully. Don't throw things together if you could help it. Because you, in your analysis of games, especially from your technical perspective, see the benefit of rigid restrictions and limitations being a structure to help developers be very thoughtful about putting things together. Every pixel, every bit counts, so you have to be thoughtful about putting things together. Since there's greater freedom these days, you may be tempted to just throw things together willy-nilly and not put as much careful thought in constructing things. Am I right?
That is the thing, yes. Just like you mentioned, I mean, the original Ecco cartridge was only 1 megabyte in size, and that was all that you had to work with, and the ties of time, well, it saw being expanded to 2 megabytes, and you can really tell all of those all this extra megabyte was put to work.
The second game highlights greater knowledge more than anything else. But I agree, the extra megabyte definitely helped the visual style of the game.
It was very clean now. The trade were getting more proficient with the system.
Something I want to combine your comment with Triple H's question a while back is that I think one of the other things that speak to what you're saying and that problems in the industry is these betas that are constantly being shipped because they do a lot of things that are negatively impacting the industry. One is people get pissed off and they give bad reviews and they don't come back to it. Two is people get trained to wait until the game's been out for a few months before they buy it because they know there's going to be patches coming. And then C, it gives that you don't get, very rarely do you get that great experience of like, I bought it, it's great, I'm just happy, right? It's always either you have to wait and buy it when it's been patched, or you buy it when it's crappy and then you just deal with it. And that's a good point. And to add some lore for you guys, not Ecco lore, but Sega lore, is that because of the fact that we didn't have the ability to patch, we had over 200 people in QA, and because these games are going out, in massive numbers, and the hardware that cost for these cartridges, they need to make sure they had it right. So we had very, very thorough test plans and testing as well, which even now, even in games that are not patched, sorry, someone said hello.
No, I was just making sure because your mic was bugging out a bit. Sorry. Hello? Hello?
Here, my little girl. Hello?
Okay,
hear me
now
now?
you sound better.
Oh, good.
If you hear me say something,
Okay.
don't worry. It's just
Sorry, I don't
making
know
sure
what
that everything's all right.
Okay,
You can
cool.
go
Yeah,
on.
just let me know if you can't hear me. I'm sorry. Anyway, I've gone it quite a bit, but basically is that what was so cool about Sega in particular, and the companies that were as big as Sega in these days, you had the most thorough QA, and with some exceptions of I think maybe Acclaim games or other games that are like, or Activision, was it Activision, that had a lot of buggy cartridges. Most of them were solid. Like if the games weren't good, it's just because the games weren't good. It wasn't because QA didn't test it and it wasn't balanced and they had a bunch of bugs. And so that's something that hurts us now. And yeah, I think that's a really good bit of advice to echo Ed, pun intended, is that we should make sure that we have a solid game and not release something that's echo the beta edition.
Thank you.
Yeah, but we definitely will take advantage of live updates and and updating bugs that we didn't know about after release. So
Absolutely.
the,
Sorry?
I was just gonna say, just
Yeah,
make use of technology as much as we
Oh,
can for the
yeah.
sake of the game.
Yeah, and I did send the patches to Sherman that fix the credits in the Tides of Time and add Attila Hager back in there. So there's that.
Oh, that's awesome.
He
But wait a
deserves
minute,
it.
is there enough memory to add another line in the credits?
Well, to be honest, I had to sacrifice one string that is immediately after the credits, which is a line Vortex Queen is supposed to say, but she doesn't. Please do not kill me, Echo.
You took that out of the game.
I can. We have enough space in the ROM that we can remap it, but the line isn't used in the final release for some reason. So, a question for all the time, perhaps, why that got removed. But
are you sure it doesn't show up in the game?
It doesn't show up. It shows up in the beta, in what's colloquially known as X11, which is the closest to the final release. But that line isn't used in the release for some reason. I could try and poke around, see if we can reinstate it.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
We'll figure that out eventually.
Absolutely. So yeah,
in due time.
I am there ready to help. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, awesome.
You've been a lot of help, Moduvator, like just to all of us in general.
Thank you so much.
I still cannot wait to revisit GD EXO.
Yes.
And the models that have been ripped has been proven useful and could be recreated.
Thank you. So yeah, just doing my best to try and help the Ecco swim forward, because it always has a special place in my heart since way back in the 90s when I first saw that Mega Drive system. Thank you, everyone.
And let me say something to Ed too. Let me say something to Ed too, real quick. So Ed, as we've talked many times, it must feel so good to know that the hard work you did, and you're like, oh, I think this is cool. I think this will be a great moment. I think people will like this, whether it be a decision on animation or a feature or a tweak of gameplay. And you have people like Moduvator that have those comments and experiences. You're like, this was one of your goals, was to make people happy and enhance their lives. And 30 plus years later, you have that. So that's a good feeling, isn't it?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, I wish there were, millions of people that felt that way, but um not to complain. But yeah, it's even the lore questions are incredible to me, that someone even paid attention and to have such a deep thought and to force me to bring my mind back to such a wonderful part of my life. Yeah, it's really awesome. Very happy.
And also just to glaze you more, Ed, since everyone here like is glazing you too, so it's not like they're gonna be mad at me. Is that what's also cool is that you're kind of, I say I'll lump myself in there a little bit, but you're kind of a dinosaur in that right now so many devs are either about just making all the money or getting all the prestige or being linked to the biggest franchises, whereas you're like, I just want to make things people will love. I just want to make good games. And we've had that conversation a lot. And that to me is such a huge positive in the games industry, and I am glad you're still making games.
No,
So
thanks.
so kudos to you, sir.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you're making games too.
Doing my best.
Sega.
Fun of Pigball was my favorite.
Yeah, had to say it. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
When I guess I think we're going to wrap up. It sounds like, Ed, but I was also want to mention.
Yeah, I'm gonna
There's
leave the
one
stage because
more.
there's one more. So yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I was going to say
welcome
a bit of
aboard, Erik.
Sega.
Yeah, pleased to have you.
Thank you. Thank you. I was going to say a great bit of other Sega stories is that, so I was in QA in 1993, 1992. And I remember, and I don't remember, Ed, what year was it when Sega of America was actually overtaking Sega, Nintendo of America? Was that around 92, 93?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roughly.
So there's a hotel nearby called Sofitel. We'd all walk over there, including the QA. And Tom Klinsky, who everyone here should know if they don't, was the CEO. And he would give these wonderful presentations that included all of the great Sega commercials, like a montage of whatever they've released in the last few months, along with, of course, these great anecdotes where we kind of like us versus them with Nintendo in a fun way. And it was such a great experience. And so what I want to share with you guys is just, it was such a great, fun, exciting community of Sega people, and the way we were playful and we were exuberant and we were aggressive in a fun way of the stuff we were trying to make. So it was really, really cool. So I just want to share that as people like, oh, okay, I understand more what Sega was like, because it really was, because it was small enough that it was like a family, but it was big enough that it was a successful company, if that makes sense.
It was great.
We just love Sega. Honestly, Sega's up there in terms of game companies for me, alongside Capcom. And the next... Oh, hello? Oh,
okay.
And then the last person for the day is DebrisHauler, and we're calling it there.
All right, cool.
Go big or go home.
Hello. Okay, Q&A speedrun. So about the last breath of Elysia, which a lot of us really enjoy that. And I guess, well, there are probably some people who don't know what that is. It's a story that Ed wrote kind of before the events of Ecco. But in the story, you wrote that it is fan fiction. So I was just wondering, since you're the guy, why say it's fan fiction and why not make it canon?
It is canon. So to me, it was canonical fan fiction, and which I did it in the spirit uh, of a fan. Plus, I don't technically own Echo the Dolphin, so I said it's fan fiction so that there wouldn't be any problems.
I see.
But
So that's
you.
it is canon. And thank you for reading it. I think it's important.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't showing people around, but I was showing people a lot of the story, and now I've been seeing a lot of Alicia art, and it's like, what have I done? But in a way, I think it's the most beautiful way about it.
Well,
Thank you,
I
Adrian.
picked up on it years ago, scouring like various podcasts you've done over the internet. But it is a great story, and people
you.
like having that bit of background about Echo's parents.
Yeah. I look forward to leaning into that in the future.
Awesome.
In a much more way. Yeah. Thank you for asking about it.
I will
You're
say,
welcome. And I'll get out of here.
yeah, I will
Thank you,
say,
DebrisHauler.
we love it. But no, that was. I feel like it should be like, imagine a cutscene, but that's just me. That would be nice to give players more insight. And maybe, okay, this is a personal question from me, Ed.
Yeah.
But because I noticed one thing about in the first Echo game, when you talk to the dolphins before they get taken by the storm, one of the dolphins that said, "Oh, you take, what is it? You take your stars look like." Oh God, I'm really butchering my words right now. I am so sorry.
The marks on your head look like stars in the sky.
Stars in the sky.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry, I don't know what was wrong with me there, but I felt like that was the Rana in that moment when he was speaking to Echo before Echo jumped. I've always thought of that, but I don't know. You're the one you're the mastermind of it all, so
Yeah. No, I want to say yes because that's clever, but I'm resisting, sort of retro storytelling.
well, no, of course.
But it isn't. He's elsewhere.
Oh,
He's a thing. But there's that I didn't tell anything about him yet because I want
okay.
to see how aloof he is. See how aloof he is.
Yeah.
So he has his own, arc. But it's so exciting to me to even talk about it out loud because I don't know anybody who read that story. So that's the story of how Echo got his stars. And
Yep.
thanks for bringing it up.
Yeah, and now a lot of people are falling in love with the story, and I feel like it's now. I feel like at this point, I feel like people want to see more of Echo's life before and after, and I think that's the beauty of it all.
Yeah, that's very cool. Yeah,
So yeah.
I'll try to exploit that desire.
Oh yeah,
I'll try
exploit
to
it like how we
monetize it
exploit.
as best I can.
Looks
Oh
like some
yeah.
people are asking. Looks like some people are asking for a link.
Oh,
Oh,
you remember about the interview or the thing that we're doing
I'll
on the
get.
15th?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought they were talking about a link about your quote fan fiction that was not fan
Oh,
fiction.
probably.
I'll see if I can send it in chat. Hold up. For everyone who wants to actually get a look of it. And then of course the beautiful art was done by Daniel Leon Arts. Oh wait, DebrisHauler did it for me.
De Leon.
Din Leon. Okay.
Yeah. Lion Arts.
He does great. I love talking to him every time.
He's a very sweet guy. He made the he's the only 3D modeler that worked for Christopher Nolan on his Trojan horse from the Odyssey film. So this
Ooh.
dude this dude has been elevated. But anyway, yeah, that's a nice scene he made.
Yeah, and it was actually because of that scene that I became a 3D artist when I was
Wow,
younger.
really? Did you tell
Yeah.
him that?
I told him long time ago when
Oh,
back
very sweet.
this was way before I ever became staff here.
Yeah.
And I've been making a dolphin model recently. But that's
Sweet.
another conversation for another day.
Yay. Especially since we went an hour and a half when we were supposed to go an hour.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's
But
okay. It was good. It was a good one.
Oh yeah. But no,
I
it
think
was
they
not.
keep getting better.
Oh no,
Our
let's keep it up. Okay, we didn't put music in the background just to avoid killing the phone users out of
Mhm.
consideration of Erik.
Yeah, good.
Last thing we need is his phone freaking out all because we're having 2 streams at the same time, and that was never the intention. Thank you guys for everything, and thank you for all the birthday wishes, and thank you for making Ecco possible. Thank you.
Yep.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, everybody. All right, Erik, thank you for coming.
Yeah, of course, man.
Great having
I
you.
love hanging with my boy Ed, for sure. And then again, everybody, August 15th, Timeless Gamers, we'll send a link. It'll be a more professional setting of Q&A, and we'll be on video. Ed, hope you don't mind. And it'll be pretty cool.
Looking forward to it.
Awesome. I'll be sure to make an announcement on that if that's okay.
Yeah, cool. All right, off I go. Bye, everybody.
Take care, Ed.
Bye.
Take care. See you next week.
Bye, guys.
And there he goes into the tides of time.
Do, do,
Oh.
do, do, do.